We're going to talk about the Republican Party and the destruction of the Republican Party right now. Many people are concerned, right? They're very concerned that what's going on in the Republican Party right now in destroying the Republican Party right now, what is going to occur afterwards? Is this just we work together to get rid of what the Trump Republican Party is, and then all chaos again breaks loose because the new Republican Party? Take a look at what Bill Kristol had to say, and then we'll take it on the other side.
Bill, if our poll called you up and asked you, do you consider yourself a Republican, would you still put yourself in the Republican column, or have you left the party?
Yeah, I don't know. We don't have state party registration here in Virginia, as you know, Chuck. So I get to just say I'm going to take an election at a time. I think I said at some point that I'm a Democrat for 2020. I think it's very important that Trump loses. I think it's important that Biden wins. And I do think it's important that the Trump enablers at the federal level also lose. So I'm on board with a Democratic victory in 2020. I can imagine voting Republican in 2022 if it's a non-Trumpy Republican Party. But that's a huge question, obviously.
Well, you know, what's interesting about your piece is this. You sort of admit that you may not be, let's say you succeed, right? You've been part of this campaign of Republicans who essentially left the fold to figure out how to defeat Trump, get Trump out of the party, right? Treat Trump as a cancer, see if you can cut him out. If you succeed, you don't expect to be invited to the, okay, how do we rebuild the GOP meeting? Is that a healthy thing for the party or not?
I don't really expect to be invited. In a funny way, I don't want to be invited. Honestly, I was a bunch of these senators who've gone along with Trump and all of his assaults on democratic norms and these policies that you've described so well in the first half of this show that are killing Americans, and governors who've been intimidated by Trump into incredibly foolish policies and reopening their states and bars and everything, and then not even overturning local ordinances, banning masks. I mean, I don't really want to go to a meeting with those people. And so part of me thinks it may well be a lost cause, and it may deserve to be a lost cause, the Republican Party. Again, not because its views are necessarily off from that of a majority of Americans. Majority of Americans could be wrong. It's good to have a party with minority views, but because they've been complicit in this actual administration and in the kind of governance we've had from the Trump White House, which has been such a disgrace, I think. On the other hand, it would be unhealthy for this party, for this country, to have two major parties, one of which I think continues in this nationalist, populist, sort of authoritarian, demagogic way.
Right.
And so you hate to say, well, I'm just walking away because, I don't like it and I disdain it. And I think it's really a bit of a disgraceful performance. But it would be healthy if we could have a healthier Republican Party. But wishing doesn't make it so. So that's where I go back and forth, and I think it's maybe there'll be a new center. Maybe we can work with centrists from both parties. I really don't know. I do think for the short term, i.e. this year, Trump and the Republican Party that has enabled him and the conservative movement that has rationalized what he has done need to be held accountable.
That last statement is very, very important. The people in the past Republicans that are saying it is not only Donald Trump we're out to get, but we're out to get the senators and Congress people that supported Donald Trump, and we're out to get also the establishment, meaning the moral majority and the evangelical leaders that became sycophants of Donald Trump. We're out to get them all. It's a purging. That is what we're looking at right now. It's a purging to what we have seen as a disease. Look, there was always an issue with the Republican Party and the Democratic Party being different, but at the core, having the same contributors, in other words, not standing for the look, they were marginally right, marginally left, etc. But the viciousness of the right wing as they took over with Ronald Reagan, that created a different Republican Party that meant no progressive issues could get passed. No progressive issues could move forward. We could not become a more intelligent country again because they snuffed it all out. That you have Republicans now. realizing that that is a clear and present danger for the country. The dumbification of the country actually is for the destruction of the country. For some of these guys to finally realize that, they're not only after Trump, they're after the party. I'm Egberto Willies, host of Politics Done Right, an independent news program. I post several news videos of interest every day. I ask you so kindly to subscribe to my channel and please leave me some comments. Thank you very much.